Hello, this is Michael Bush. I'm the Chief Credit Officer and Commercial Lender for United Cumberland Bank. Recently, you took advantage of the Paycheck Protection Program that was issued by the Department of the Treasury and the Small Business Administration. We at UCB wanted to reach out to you as the second phase of the program, which is utilization of the proceeds of the loan, is underway, and to help prepare you for the final phase, which is forgiveness. At the end of this program, it is our strong desire that the entirety of the loan is forgiven and you do not end up with more debt at the end than what you began with. Even though the interest rate on this program is very low, it has a very short term and payments are relatively high because of that term. The first item we want to discuss at this program is a loan, not a grant. While up to the full principal balance of the loan can be forgiven, there are certain hurdles that must be cleared to make this happen. We will be discussing these in the next 8 items. However, the first step is to treat this as a loan and do not treat it as a grant. This will assist you in meeting the requirements for forgiveness. The overall purpose of the program is to retain your highly trained employees and keep them off of unemployment. That is the sole purpose and why the loan amount is based only upon payroll costs. Proceeds of the loan are not meant for working capital, equipment purchases, or other such items. Use of proceeds for those purposes will lead to the loan not being forgiven. So let's talk about how to make this forgiveness happen. First, because of the purpose of the program, at least 75% of the proceeds must be used for gross payroll and related costs. In general, this includes the employee's gross wages, plus employer-paid benefits such as retirement, health insurance, disability coverage, and life insurance. It does not include workers' compensation insurance or the employer's share of payroll taxes. It is unclear at this time if bonuses or raises will be allowed to be calculated for forgiveness, but they have not been excluded as of now. You must, however, maintain pay rates to at least 75% of the rates in effect as of February 15th, 2020. Next, while not allowed for calculations of the loan amount, there are certain expenses that are eligible to be counted towards forgiveness of the loan. These expenses can account for no more than 25% of the total costs. These items include only mortgage interest payments, but not mortgage prepayments or principal payments, rent payments, utility payments, and interest payments on certain other business-related debt obligations that were incurred before February 15th, 2020. The word certain in that last one has not been defined. Additionally, you must achieve the same head count based on full-time equivalents, or FTEs, as you had on February 15th, 2020. Based upon the 2020 payroll information you provided us, we recalculated your FTE count when possible. This is calculated by taking the total hours worked in the pay period, divided by the amount of regular hours in the pay period, which is normally 40 or 80, and adding the number of salaried individuals, if any. If you've previously laid off individuals, the regulations allow you to bring those employees back, but it must occur in a short period of time, in quotations. If you recall employees and they refuse to come, you may replace the employees if necessary, and you may pay people to stay home. While we hope all loans will be completely forgiven for everyone, there is a chance that will not occur. Our recommendation is to utilize the checking account that we set up for you and only transfer out eligible expenses as needed. If any remains at the end of the program, you will have the funds left to repay the balance of the loan. All of the risk with this program does stay with the borrower, as you make all of the certifications both to the bank and SBA. Banks are held harmless on these certifications and may rely on them. Please be sure to take the certifications that you have made and will make at the time of forgiveness seriously. If you cannot make the certifications in good faith, you have until May the 7th to repay the loan under a safe harbor provision, where it will be assumed you met the certifications. This is especially true for the need certification, which is the second certification on page 2 of the application. The timeline for this program is designed to operate for 8 weeks. This time period begins with the closing of the loan and ends 8 weeks from that date. If that period of time, all eligible expenses should be tracked and paid from loan proceeds. Documentation is exceptionally important, and we recommend the following at this time: detailed payroll records documenting the rate of pay and hours paid for each employee over the 8-week period, beginning with the closing date of the loan. Copy of payments made for the continuation of group health care insurance, retirement, and other benefits, and calculations of employer portions. Invoices and copies of payments for utilities paid with proceeds. Copy of payments to landlords for lease or rent on the real estate. Copy of payments and breakdown of principal and interest for all loan payments made, as only the interest portion may be used for this program. Finally, for you Schedule C filers, payments to the owner across the 8-week period in the total amount of net profits from the 2019 Schedule C divided by 12. If you do not have other expenses, you may multiply that by 2.5. If you have rent or other costs, we recommend you multiply that by 2, and that will be your payroll for the next 8 weeks. Finally, all of the information in this video is provided as general guidance based upon the interpretation of bank personnel. We strongly encourage you to seek professional advice for your particular situation. We thank each of you for placing your trust in United Cumberland Bank by applying through us for this program. We wish that you, your employees, and their families all stay safe and healthy during this time. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you in the future.